Never be afraid to fire your recruiter and go find another one. Whether you might have to drive, 45 minutes the opposite direction to find another one if you feel like somebody isn't being upfront with you. But you have to think, you are dedicating the next 3, 4, 6 years of your life to an organization, and you need to be fully informed. So if you feel like you're not getting straight answers, if you don't have a Sergeant Rivarde sitting in front of you telling you what it is and what it's not, and the good, the bad, the ugly, fire your recruiter and go find another one.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Faith, and if you're new to my channel, you're welcome. If you're an existing subscriber or you've been watching my videos, thank you for coming back, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Today I have a special guest with me, and I have a very interesting topic. I have an Army recruiter, and we'll be talking about things that you need to know before you join the Army. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
So my name is Sergeant Rivarde. I am 27 years old, born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. I am a recruiter for the Louisiana Army National Guard, so we'll be touching on the National Guard, Army Reserves, the regular Army. So hopefully you guys find this very informative. And
I'm so glad he's here, and I'm very appreciative. If this is kind of videos you like, because I do military, motherhood, travel, and lifestyle videos, please subscribe to my channel, like it, share it, and give it a thumbs up. All right, we're going to do a mukbang. So we have food, we have Thai food, and I have some. You can have some of mine.
Why yours look better than mine? No.
No, I ordered 2 different things for you and me, just so we can like try each other's food. I didn't want to order the same thing. So we're going to be eating and doing this video while I ask him a couple of questions. I got some questions from my subscriber that said, talk to a recruiter and tell us what kind of jobs to pick when we join the Army. But I have a lot more questions to ask him, and he's so kind to be on this video. So I'm going to give you, if you want a fork or a spoon.
No, you got the better food, so I want the fork. It's going to be easier for me.
So, Sergeant Rivarde.
What's up?
Why do recruiters lie to get people in the Army?
This is...
Give me the tea.
Alright, so I'm glad the hard questions came first. Anything I tell you, you can Google it. Google is a great tool. Recruiters get a bad rap from history, specifically that Vietnam era where it was like, hey, sign here, you're just doing A, B, C, D, and then once you sign, it's like, oh, that was for X, Y, Z. So I would say every recruiter isn't a liar. It's just that negative stigma that comes from the historical data that everybody has based off recruiters.
I know we spoke about this, but my recruiter lied to me. So when I was joining the Army, I had a college degree, good, like it was accredited, and they did the evaluation and and I wanted to come in as an officer, and my recruiter said, well, it's going to take like a year for me to become an officer, so why don't you go in and enlist it? It's going to be faster. And I knew that he lied to me the moment I went to MEPS, because I met another African, and I was like, oh, are you coming in as a specialist? And he's like, no, I'm coming as an officer. I'm going to OCS after this. I'm like, how long did it take you? He was like, 1 month. And I'm like, then I go back to my recruiter station, because I'd already signed everything on the dot, because I believed him, and so I'm still enlisted right now. So why did he lie to me?
Okay, so I can say, I can only speak from my experience and how I feel about it. There may always be bad apples. So maybe that recruiter just didn't want to do the paperwork. Whatever the case may be, he or she could have been lazy, whatever the case may be. It sounds like more of a paperwork thing, because there's like 12 extra steps when you come to me and say, hey, I want to be officer. So
you just didn't want to do the work?
Possibly. I can't say for sure, because I'm not that soldier, but could have been true.
And you know what, and I know you said that go to the internet and Google, but those were not like things that I could Google.
That's true.
So what I would advise is that contact me, contact somebody else that is in the Army to give you like that real life experience, right? So before you go to an Army recruiter, you need to have your facts intact. I have a video I did about what you need to know before you join the Army, so go watch that video. So the second question I have is, what do immigrants need to join the army? What is the basic requirements? I get a lot of like immigrant wanting to join the army. You know, the US Army is the greatest army in the world. Everybody wants to come to America. So if an immigrant was watching this video, what is the basic requirements that the US is saying you have to have this to join the army, or the Navy or the Air Force or whatever? So let me narrow it down. I know for a fact, and you can correct me, that an immigrant needs to have a green card or be an American citizen to join the army. Can they join with, do you know what DACA is?
I'm not fully up to speed to be able to say yes or no.
So I know for a fact, because I've gone to like do my research, because I have a lot of followers that ask me that, and no, they can't join with a DACA. Can they join with a tourist visa? You know, are they like go run arounds on how they can join? So
no, with a tourist visa, no, you cannot. Of course, Uncle Sam, the army is gonna want you to be a full citizen, committed citizen. We're gonna want you to, of course, in your situation, gonna want you to denounce your citizenship to another country. ISS 5 card, you know, something showing permanent residency. But this is one of those things I would say, ask the questions, and it's to defend recruiters, because I know recruiters get a bad rap. This is one of those things that's constantly changing. So, you know, 6 months ago, it might have said ABC, you know, 3 months, 6 months later, it can go XYZ. All depends on what Uncle Sam needs and you know, needs of the army and what's going on, strength numbers. So it's constantly changing. But I will say that's one of those things that a recruiter will not beat around the bush about. You know, you come to a recruiter and you know you're squared away, you're ready to join, and you say, hey, my situation is this. They're gonna tell you by the regs, there's no way around all the regulations, what it is and what it's not, what you need, if you can join, if you can't join. So. Okay, so what I'm getting from what you're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, is, so if you're in America and you're an immigrant and you're not sure, you have like a tourist visa or you have something, go to a recruiter in your area and ask, like, this is what I have, can I join the army? But if you're in another country, I know I get a lot of questions, can I join the army from another country? I don't think you can. I would say no, because I've never had it happen. I'm like 99.9% sure you couldn't call call me in the middle of the night and say, hey, I want to join the Louisiana Army National Guard, and make it happen. So I would say 99.9% sure that no, you would have to have ties to America, be a citizen of America. So all right, so the next question I have is, what are the 5 best army jobs? In your opinion, as an army recruiter, you say people should pick those jobs. Why? Because they translate to like civilian life. They don't go to the field a lot. I don't want to hear that. They have like high promotion, like, you know, they get promoted fast. You know, all the good things that so like, for example, a bad job to me is people that go to the motor pool. That's why I'll say don't be a motor pool person, right? But what job will you say, what 5 jobs will you say is the best? Just 5, just 5. Just 5? Yes, real fast. Come on. No, I can't give it to you real fast, because it's gonna be biased. No, I'm an air traffic controller just like you. So 15 Quebec? Yeah? No, but I wouldn't put that number 1. No, there's no number. There's gonna be numbers, ma'am. So I'm gonna say 15 Tango. What's that? A Black Hawk mechanic. Okay. Never. Because they maintain Black Hawks, you know, do all the maintenance on them. Civilian wise, it translates really well. 2, I would say air traffic controller. 15 Quebec. Whoop whoop. Here she goes. Here she goes. Yeah. So. Of course, 15 Quebec, air traffic controller translates very, very well to the civilian sector. There are a need for air traffic controllers. They make a lot of money on the civilian side. A lot of money. It's very stressful. It's one of the like top 5 most like stressful jobs, because it has a lot of like, it has a high suicide rate because it's very stressful, but it does pay a lot. Yes. What's your number 3? Number 3, I'd say 35 series, intelligence. So any type of military intelligence. So with military intelligence, it's a real like strict background check. Number 4. Personally,
Yes.
I would say infantry.
Oh wow.
Just because I enlisted late in life. So I was 23, I was a little bit older, I had a family. If you'd have been talking to 17-year-old Daryl
Yes.
into enlisting, I probably would have went infantry just to ensure that I got the full Army experience.
Yes.
You know, go deploy, go be on the front lines,
Yes.
go
The
serve
action.
the country. Yes, the
Yeah.
action. Number five. If you can get into it, extremely hard.
Okay.
But if you can get into it, military police.
Ah.
But don't just stop there being a K9 handler.
Okay.
It's always been my dream.
Like the dog people.
The dog people.
Okay.
So imagine us being overseas and there's an IED on the side of the road that was found because my dog found it. Because I trained him, or he was trained, and I keep up with his training. I take care of him, and he just found that roadside bomb and saved everybody's life.
Right.
Yo, disclaimer: nobody come. That's not anyone's first line job.
Okay.
But it definitely is feasible.
So those are the 5 top MOSs according to some Rivarde, right?
You did.
And-
What's your 5? I want to hear your 5.
So my number 1.
Air traffic control, air traffic control, air traffic control.
No. So number 1 will be legal affairs. Because
Okay.
you get to know everybody's business. Everybody getting in trouble. They don't be going to the field. I wish I was a legal person because I do have a law background. So I wish that I had taken legal affairs over air traffic control. Number 2 will be S1.
She petty.
Number 2 will be S1 because I love admin stuff. You get to stay in the office and work and interact with people. Number 3 will be any medical jobs because it like translates to the civilian world. Number 4 would be signal, and number 5 would be like you said, intel stuff because like it translates well. So what I would advise you is look for a job that can translate to the outside world.
Facts.
So that you can get the experience in the army and to be useful for you when you get out. So my next question is
aspiration to be anything, any of the 10 jobs we just talked about. If you don't feel like you would be successful in any of those jobs, ignore it. Whatever you feel like you see yourself doing, that's what you need to do because that's what's gonna be the most successful for you.
and that's on period.
Facts.
So my next question is, how can people come in higher than a private?
Of course, like you said, you come in with some type of degree. Like I came in with an associate's degree, so
Okay.
I started out as a private first class,
Okay.
you know, with the pay grade of E3. If you have a bachelor's degree or, you know, X amount of years of college, you can come in as a specialist or E4. So me personally with my people, I'm not exactly sure how it works with regular Army or the Army Reserves, but National Guard wise, if you come to me and you are trying to pass your PT test, you are excelling at what you're supposed to be doing, you're not a knucklehead, you know what I'm saying? You refer somebody to me to join the National Guard, I can promote you up to the grade of private first class.
I did not
or
know
E3.
that.
Yes.
I thought it was just E2.
Nah, so I can, before you even go to basic training, I can promote you. I have the power to promote you up to, it's spicy, huh? Yeah.
Ooh, you went down the wrong
You gotta love it. Don't cut this. I don't want her to cut this. Because you've been trying to catch me slipping all day. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm gonna talk about informal stuff so she can't cut it. So, with the National Guard, me personally, Sergeant Rivarde, I can promote you up to private first class if you come to me and show me you're succeeding, you really want to be a good soldier, you're doing everything I've asked of you, everything the units asked, you're being, you know, just upstanding soldier, upstanding citizen, or if you refer somebody to me that also joins the National Guard, I can get you promoted, or I can promote you up to the rank of private first class.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, so if you go to your recruiter and you show that, you know, you're dedicated, you're motivated, you come in like you're fit already, you're not overweight and stuff like that, the recruiter can see and be like, okay, this person has the potential, you know, to be a great leader, and they would promote you up to private first class. So keep that in mind, and that's something you can talk to your recruiter about, you know, and ask them, you know, what can I do to prove to you that, you know, I'm worthy enough to, you know, come into the army as a private first class. So the next question is, what should people know about bonuses? Should I pick a job that has a high bonus? Because when I was joining the army, they actually told me a couple of jobs that had a bonus, but they didn't sound like jobs I wanted to do. There was like cooks and stuff, and I don't like cooking, I don't like washing dishes. So I was like, I don't care if you give me $1 million, I'm not going to be a cook. So what would be your professional advice for people if they're offered jobs with bonuses? Is it a trap? Is it a good thing?
So I would say it depends on the person. So me personally, I've never had a bonus in my career.
50 Quebecs don't usually get bonuses when we're coming in.
I'm gonna tell you, my recruiter came to me. I scored high on my ASVAB, and he texted me saying, "Hey, you did great. Do you want a job that can translate to the civilian side? Do you want a job that comes with a bonus?" And I was like, I want something that could translate to the civilian side. So I would say I've never been the one to move or make my moves or plan my future just solely off of just money or the stuff the money that's good on the front end.
Right.
Because let's say you would have taken one of those jobs that came with a $20, $40, $50,000 bonus, and you signed a 6-year contract, and so you get your bonus money and you happy for like 2 weeks, and then for the next 6 years you're miserable. So I would say, if you can find a job that comes with a bonus that you have done your research on and you like, then why not take it? It's there for a reason. It's a high demand job for the Army and for Uncle Sam.
Right.
And if you feel like that job fits your needs and you'll be happy and successful and be able to progress and be an upstanding and contributing soldier to the United States Army, then by all means take it. But do not pick your job solely off a bonus. Because you will be miserable. If you do anything in life solely off of money, whether you in the civilian side, in the federal side, and the state side, you want to come work for Uncle Sam and join one of the branches. If you make your move solely off of money, you will be miserable. You will not be a good soldier. You will not. And
you will spend that money real fast. And for the rest of the contract, you're going to be miserable.
Exactly, because at that point, if you're miserable and you have all that money, you're just trying to buy happiness. If you can't find happiness in what you do day in and day out, that bonus really doesn't mean anything.
Active duty, National Guard, or Reserve?
I'm biased.
Okay,
but this is the most unbiased answer.
Okay.
You got to figure out what's right for you. So, me personally, if somebody comes from a difficult background, or they just want to change their style of living, or whatever the case may be, you have to figure out which branch is right for you. Because you have to understand, at the end of the day, the Army Reserves and the Army National Guard can only offer you a part-time paycheck. Regular Army, being active duty Army, is the only branch that's going to give you a full-time paycheck. Is going to take you and say, hey, look, we're paying you X amount of dollars on the 1st and the 15th, and we're going to provide you with a home, food, all that good stuff. Healthcare, yes, all of that. And for some people, that's the absolute right choice. For others that might just want to, check the box on serving their country and getting their college paid for and other benefits, National Guard, Army Reserves, are gonna be the ones.
Right.
So the recruiter, Sergeant Rivarde, the recruiter in me wants to say, yeah, go National Guard all day. But Daryl, as a regular human being and just a logical thinker, I can't really answer that question. I'm gonna say, hey, you have to do your research. You have to evaluate your own situation and take a look in the mirror and see what's gonna be best for you. Do you want to go to college? Do you have a stable background and you have family support and you want to go to college, get a part-time paycheck and have your college paid for? Of course, go National Guard.
Do you want water? There's water there.
Yeah. But if you want to if you don't come from a stable home or background,
or you want to just get away,
you don't want to go to college, you want to get away, whatever the case may be,
travel,
yeah, then of course go regular Army, go active duty.
Next question. How important is the ASVAB and GT score in, you know, just how important it is? So I'm going to answer that question real quick, right?
All right.
So the first time I did my ASVAB, I scored high. My GT score was high, right? But they didn't stress how important it is getting a high GT score. So recruiters will, like, you know, if you get like a minimum score or whatever, they're like, oh, you're good, you can just, you know, pick whatever job. But how high of an ASVAB score, does it translate to what kind of jobs you get?
So this is the thing. This is where it gets tricky. What you getting in your ASVAB?
I got an 80.
All right. So once you score over a 31 on the ASVAB, that overall score no longer matters. Because that 31 tells me you are qualified to join the greatest army in the world. All right?
Right.
After you get over 31, then I look at your line scores and see what jobs you qualify for. So let's say you were my applicant. You are fake to me right now. You're not Sergeant Campbell. All right? So you come to me, Sergeant Rivarde, I want to take my ASVAB. I get you signed up, you score 80. So I'm going to come to you like, Faith, these are the jobs you qualify for. I'm going to send them to you. You pick out your top 3.
Right.
So your jobs are generated off of all your line scores. So line scores are, there's different subjects on the ASVAB: math, English, science, reading, car mechanics, putting together shapes, things like that. All of those scores are combined. Army puts them all in the blender, turns it on, spins it up, and comes out with some type of score. I hadn't really mastered the understanding of it yet, but they do it.
Okay.
And that makes up your overall score. So I type those scores, those line scores, into a computer or into a spreadsheet, and it generates what jobs you qualify for. I send you those jobs, and I tell you to pick your top 3. So I would say it's definitely beneficial to score as high as you can. Your GT score is made up of your math, English. So those are the top 2 subjects that you need to focus on. Your GT score, of course, you need a 110 or 110 or higher to become an officer, and you know, whether it's Louisiana Army National Guard or just the United States Army in general, you need.
But they don't tell you that. You know, they don't, like, when you get a 31, you're obviously not going to get a 110 GT score, and they're like, oh, you're good. But if you plan to make the Army a career, if you want to be a warrant officer, or you want to be an officer later on in life, your GT score is going to come back and haunt you. In fact, if you want to go to like a ranger school, like just those special schools, they're going to ask that your GT score is 110 or higher. So I would advise that you study for your ASVAB. You know, put a little bit of effort in it so you can get a high score, and make sure that your GT score is high. Yes,
I would say definitely a 110 opens up so many other doors for you. But with that being said, so originally me coming in, I scored a 55 on my ASVAB. I had a 107 GT score. So it qualified me to be an air traffic controller.
Right.
But in order for me to be a recruiter, guess what I needed on my ASVAB?
A 110 or higher.
I needed a 110 GT.
Right.
So there is opportunities for you to retake your ASVAB.
Yes.
Once you get in.
So my next question is, we're almost at the end of it. Why do immigrants get the kind of jobs they do?
What do you mean?
Like, why don't they get like I feel like most immigrants I see, they get like fuelers or water specialists, or just kind of jobs that nobody wants. They don't get like the nicer jobs.
So I would say, one, immigrants might be in a rush to secure their future and to try and figure something out, get a solid foundation.
Right.
Because realistically, when it doesn't matter who you are, when you come to me and you take your ASVAB and it shows me you have a qualifying score, that computer, those line scores, when I type them in that computer, it's gonna spit out the same exact jobs, whether you are black, white, you know, purple, green, blue, Christian, Islamic, you believe in Buddha, you know, whatever the case may be.
Right.
Whoever you are, that computer does not, that spreadsheet does not discriminate.
Right.
Your scores tell me what you qualify for.
Right.
Some jobs might be easier to find, might be less work, but it does not say, oh, Faith's from Nigeria. She can only be a fueler. Right. She can only be an air traffic controller. She can only be a military police officer. You see what I'm saying? Right. So I feel like it could be a rush. There's nothing wrong with slowing the process down. Right. You know, this is your future. You on your time. You're not rushing for nobody, because you know, at the end of the day, you sign that contract, you're the one that has to serve that contract. You want us to be happy and with your decision. But I also know that another factor that contributes to why immigrants don't get good jobs is they're unable to get a security clearance. And some jobs, you need a security clearance to be able to get it. Which is true. Right? Yes. So that could be a factor, because I know my husband, he couldn't get a security clearance. Okay. That's why he could only get like fueler and like the other like jobs that you usually see immigrants in. So I know the security clearance is a big factor in what jobs immigrants can get. Right. Right. Which is true. Last question I have for you, Rivarde, is, and I know we spoke about this and you said it's a touchy question. How soon after... no, this number 11, huh? This number 11. How soon after can an immigrant get their naturalization? Oh, Lord. So, like I told you, yes, it's constantly changing. Yes. So it's one of those things that changes. Like we talked about before we started this. When I was at basic training, it was graduation day. And of course, they called up the distinguished honor grad, the best one in the class, and gave her a certificate. After they called her up, they called up everybody who received a green card. Yes. I don't know if they still do that type of thing. I don't know. Get the naturalization. Right. So it's one of those things that's constantly changing. So I know as at least 2 months ago, before I came here, the last guy that we had was like 6-ish months, somewhere around there. But there's definitely a question for your recruiter, regardless if you ask him or her tomorrow, 6 months from now, a year from now, because that's something that can potentially change. Always be changing. And the president is changing soon, so that might change too. And typically you may see some changes with the president, you know, regardless who he or she may be. Right. You know, but I would say keep your eye out, and whenever you sit in front of a recruiter, that's definitely, you know, add that to the list of questions you ask. How important is the ASVAB? What's the immigration status? You know, how long while it might take? Will you still accept non-immigrants? You know, all those good things. Add that to your list of questions. You should come with a list of questions to your recruiter. Yes. And if that recruiter can't give you straight answers, you need to find a recruiter that can. Yeah. And it's great that you say that, because my husband had to get his naturalization after he left basic. So we're going to do a video where he spoke about it. So watch out for that video, and he will talk about how his naturalization process went, because it is a lot harder than when I came in. And my last question before we round up this video and I can finish eating? Yes. What advice or tips do you have for people wanting to join the Army, National Guard, Active Duty Reserve? As a recruiter, as a seasoned NCO and leader, what advice would you give to my viewers? Alright, so what was the first one? As a citizen? As a seasoned NCO and as a citizen too. Word. So coming in, ask the right questions. Make sure this is something you want to do. You have to be built for this lifestyle. So myself, just like Sergeant Campbell, we've been gone for 39 days at ALC, Advanced Leadership Course, so we can get promoted to Staff Sergeant or E6. I have to leave my 5-month-old baby. Right. So my daughter is 3 right now. She turns 4 next month. So every night we're on FaceTime. She's like, "Daddy, when you coming home? Daddy, when you coming home?" So understand, like, it's gonna be times where you have to leave your sons and daughters, you know, for X amount of days. So make sure that you understand and you are cut out for this organization. Going with a plan, with good questions to ask. If they can't answer those questions, find a new recruiter. Once you get in, be open-minded. Realize nothing is really personal. We all have a mission accomplished regardless of rank. I would say just make sure it's something you want to do. You have to be cut out for this, and if you decide to do it, put your best foot forward. You wake up every morning being the best version of yourself, and you look out for others.
Thank you so much for this video. I
dropped my shrimp.
Thank you so much for coming on my channel and giving your wisdom and your expertise on this matter. If you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you did, I hope you learned something, please leave questions in the comment section. I can always get in touch with him and answer your questions. Share with people that are thinking of joining the army. Give this video a thumbs up because we did a good job. This video is so good. It has so much information that you guys have been asking me, and if you have suggestions of other videos that you want me to do, please let me know. Do you have any last words?
Last words. My Instagram is gonna be posted, so follow my Instagram.
Hey,
you know, hit me up if you have questions. Whether you're in Louisiana, you want to hit me up specifically to join the National Guard, or you might be working with another Army recruiter around the United States and you have questions. You know, please feel free to hit me up. I'll answer your questions. I do this for a lot of people. Answer your questions, get back to you, just so you feel comfortable in joining the greatest army in the world.
Hell yeah. And I'll put his handle right here. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you have a good one. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.